Oh man, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Hef here. How do I get this to go down? I need this to go down. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Yeah, welcome back. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. So this is a topic that I've touched on a few times before on this channel and on the Moss Media podcast. I'm making this video again about it because it is very important. And I think that if you want to be, and you should want to be, consistent in life, especially, obviously this channel is for men, quote unquote black men. So especially as quote unquote black men, you should wish to be consistent in life, okay? As a man, you should be consistent. You know, people should know what they're going to get from you on a consistent basis. You shouldn't be up and down, unreliable. No, you should be consistent and backed in principle. So there's a lot of young brothers out there running around like, oh yeah, abortion is good and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I know a lot of them are saying that and using that because they out here running the streets, living carelessly. Let's just call it what it is, living carelessly and shooting the club up. So of course they're like, yeah, abortion's good and all that stuff, and yeah, they should have it. But no. First and foremost, y'all shouldn't be running the streets like that. You know what I mean? And if you are, wrap it up. Don't even put yourself in a position to have a baby. All right? Because it happens. It happens all the time. Dudes get caught the fuck up. You know what I mean? And then they get that one chick that's like, nah. I love him. I'm going to make him my baby daddy, and then we're going to, I'm going to force him to be with me and all that shit. And then, by the time the baby here, she already like done with you. By the time the baby come out, she already got another boyfriend and shit like that. Got another man around your kid. That's not going to be the father 9 times out of 10. I mean that by that dude ain't going to wife her up and then take your kid out the hood and put him in the house. That dude that's going to be around when the kid is born is just another fuck boy. You know what I'm saying? We all know what I'm talking about. All right, so we've all seen it. So this video in part is to stop that shit. We gotta cut that out. I'm not saying not to go get yours. You know what I'm saying? Go get yours, but wrap it up. Be responsible. Don't even put yourself in a position for some shit to go down. All right, and then have a woman hold control over you, because obviously in this society, that's what's gonna happen. She pregnant, and she's saying that the baby yours, and obviously every childbirth, the paternity test, you got to get it. No questions about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to get it. All right? Because if the shit is yours, you need to fucking know. And if the shit ain't yours, you need to fucking know. So, and I don't care, what the hell she might say or whatever. Look, man, if you don't get that shit tested, you's a fool. And whatever comes your way, you deserve. All right? And don't be looking at me or any other man for sympathy. No. Sympathy starts with you. All right? You have to be sympathetic towards yourself, and then that's how you'll get sympathy from others. And do I mean literally, in a literal way? No, I don't. I mean in a way of take care of yourself. That way you won't have to have your hand extended for sympathy from anyone else. All right? So, wrap it up. Do the right thing. Hold on 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. I had to take care of something. So anyway, yes. Young brothers got to wrap it up. Responsibility is the biggest way. Well, responsibility and accountability is the biggest and best way that you can remain consistent. Okay? So, obviously this video is about abortions, but I just spent the past 3-4 minutes talking about brothers because ultimately you are in control of abortions. You are in control of abortions. So now I'm talking about the brothers that's like, oh man, she aborted my baby and I wanted to have a baby and stuff like that. And even the brothers that's like, what I'm saying, she didn't have the abortion and I wanted her to have the abortion. Look, dude, I still blame you, nigga. And I can tell you why for both ways, all right? First, she aborted your baby. Shame on you for laying down with some chick that was going to abort your baby. That tells me that you didn't do enough groundwork You ain't putting enough leg work. You was trying to do too much dick work. And now you got worked, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because she aborted the baby for a couple reasons. One, you just her side nigga. And you not the nigga she want to be with. So she damn sure not trying to have your baby. She trying to have that nigga baby. Okay? Two. Oh, hold on. What the fuck is going on? Hold on one second. What's crazy is every time I try to do a video nowadays, something always happening, man. Something always happening, trying to pull me away. But I'm gonna finish this video. So, lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, brothers. That's she get rid of the baby. No, she don't get rid of the baby. Nigga, she didn't get rid of the baby because you, again, didn't do your due diligence and find out who the hell she is, and make it clear that hey, you not trying to have no kids. Or one, you was so damn naive that you believed her when she said to you, "Oh, I'm cool with just being friends with benefits." No, nigga, no. That shit don't work. All right, they always gonna try to catch feelings and they always gonna try to fucking get you caught up. So avoid that shit, nigga. Just put the condom on. Trust me. Let me play this video.
Abortion?
I'm actually pro-abortion. I think there's
pro-abortion. I'm sorry. Yeah, pro-abortion.
A woman who is forced to have a child against her will is enslaved, and
okay, that kind of popped off a little quick. Let me rewind it because she just popped off real fast. Hold on.
I'm actually pro-abortion. I think there's
pro-abortion. I'm sorry. Yeah, pro-abortion.
A woman who is forced to have a child against her will is enslaved, and
okay. So as you can see, she went to the typical talking point. Hold on.
Abortion.
Yeah, that's a old talking point for them. Women being forced to have a baby and stuff like that. Look. Ain't nobody forcing no woman to have a baby. Okay? So abortion isn't like a oh, that's how we're not going to be forced to have a baby. No, that's not the case. Okay? If you are pregnant, 99% of the time it's by choice. So you can't turn around and say that you're being forced to do something. Because unless you were raped, then you're not forced to have a baby. Okay? Because it's about responsibility. But again, I'm not talking to women when it comes to responsibility. Because obviously, like, we can look at what they've been doing. That's not something that they're about. All right? Responsibility and accountability. So that's why it's important. And that's why I'm talking to the men. If you have an issue, you go straight to the source, all right? You don't go talking, if you have an issue, you don't go talking to the waiter about it, right? You go talking to the owner, all right? Fuck the manager, you go right to the owner. That's how you get fucking change. So, if they lay down and open their legs, obviously, they're not being forced. But you let them tell it, and that's how they'll fucking spin it. And that's not even just with this. That's with most things in life. Look at what's going on in the world. And listen to these women speak. If you don't correct that shit, they'll be saying some nonsense. Listen to look, I'm telling you, man. Like, I can't make it up. And is that me being misogynistic? No, it's the reality. It's the reality. A lot of these women out here, especially the liberal ones, sound just like this chick. Batshit fucking crazy.
Is a perfectly moral decision for any woman at any time that she decides she does not want to bring a pregnancy to term, because fetuses are not babies.
No, see, at any moment, any time, yeah, that's because women are whimsical, all right? And then at any moment, any time, they can change up whatever the fuck they want to do in their thoughts. That's why women aren't leaders, all right? And that goes, again, to all these motherfuckers in the quote-unquote black church. Oh, yeah, no, my wife's a pastor, my wife's a bishop. No, motherfucker, no, they can't lead, all right? They can't lead. That's why the quote-unquote black church is a fucking joke. Women cannot lead. You want to follow a woman? Knock yourself out. Let's see where you end up. Okay? You saw how Adam wound up, right? You're gonna wind up just like that nigga, man. Out the fucking garden.
Have you always felt this way about it? Have you always felt this way?
I've always felt that a woman should be able to decide for herself, and the more I've
but that's the thing, though. And that's the redundancy in this whole narrative. I always feel like a woman can decide for herself. Then why isn't she deciding for herself to have protected sex? Crickets when you ask that fucking question. Crickets. Why isn't the woman on birth control? Again, crickets. So when it comes down to, the woman should have the right to choose and make the choices of her own because, we're adults too. Then, no. You don't get to pick and choose when the fuck you want to be an adult. Because, again, there's a myriad of choices that take place prior to conception. But again, whenever you bring that up, they try to gloss all over that shit. Like, that's how you know the society that we live in is a joke. When it's like, we got to take shit like this serious. Like, come on, that doesn't even make sense. Or we got to take the whole transgender bullshit serious. Like, come on, that shit don't even make no sense. But that's what I'm saying. The more the more we go without correcting this shit, the worse off it gets. All right, because it's like they're just spinning this web of lies, and as long as we go without correcting it, then they just start believing it more and more and more and more. So the second you do try to say, you know what, hey, that don't even sound right, then it's like, well, like they're looking at you like you crazy. So no, whenever you come across some shit like that, no, that is incorrect. And if you're being consistent, like, hey, women have the right to make choices, then how come they aren't making the right choices and they're getting pregnant and then getting in that position to have an abortion? How about you just avoid the whole thing as a whole? And I'm not saying you can't have sex. Obviously you can. And then again, you're going to have these people, especially the liberal wokey. Oh, well, the failure rate on contraceptives and yada yada is like 0.3%? Come on, man. I'm not trying to hear about the one-offs. I'm not trying to hear about the one-offs. Okay? Because, like, a lot of time, think about it. The one-offs would be like, the one-offs isn't just everyone that wants to have an abortion. The one-offs are people also that are against abortion. So out of that 0.3% or whatever the case may be, every single one of them was someone that actually wanted to have an abortion too, and it wasn't someone that was against them to have an abortion. Come on, that's what I'm saying. So we don't let the exception be the rule. Okay, never allow the exception to be the rule. Especially when you're speaking in general frames, you do not let the exception become the rule. And especially in life, look at right now the whole transgender crap with Dave Chappelle. They are the exception. Why? Because they're such a small group. But now they're the ones making the fucking rule. That's not how it works. That's not how it's supposed to work. That's not how you have order. That's why the world we live in right now is so chaotic. It's like every day, we are literally in the last days. We are in the last days. And if you don't believe me, just turn on the TV. I'm not even saying turn on the news. Just turn on the fucking TV. You're going to see some demonic ass shit on every fucking channel. Every channel. No matter what channel it is. You turn on the gospel channel, the Christian channel, you're going to see women preaching. You turn on the music video, you're going to see a gay black dude twerking with the fucking devil. You know what I'm saying? You're going to turn on whatever the E network, you're going to see a fucking whole witch coven in the Kardashians. All right? Come on, man. No matter where you go, demonic shit is everywhere. These are the last days. So, all right? So I'm just trying to help y'all brothers navigate through this shit. Because it's crazy. Yes, it is. It is. But, as long as you're here, you still have choices to make. And you should be conducting yourself in the proper way as a man. That way, again, we can have a community. Because, again, yes, this is the last days, but we're not dead yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the last days, but we're not dead yet. Never quit.
About the procedure of abortion, and the more I've understood what is the motivation of the movement to criminalize abortion, the more firmly and unapologetically I've come to understand that women absolutely deserve the right to abortion and to birth control, and it's immoral to force women to have children against their will. Yes.
Well, how do you feel knowing that 51% of the American people are pro-life?
Well, that's a number that changes depending on how you frame the question. And the truth is that people have been wrong about many things. A lot of people upheld slavery when slavery was legal. That didn't make slavery right. The truth is, most people, if you ask them, do you want women to be forced to have children against their will, most would say no. I think 95% would say no. But even if a lot of them said yes, I would still argue that they're wrong and work to change their minds because...
Exactly. I would still argue that they're wrong. But look, again, when you allow certain keywords like against their will into conversations and you don't correct it, then that's how the shit snowballs. You see how like those keywords they try to throw in there and to escape all like accountability and culpability.
The truth is, if women are enslaved to their reproduction, then no one is free. That's actually objectively true, and I would argue that whether people agreed with it or not,
I would say that most people wouldn't care if a woman wanted to have an abortion. We just don't want to pay for it. You can go and do. Let's say that you got pregnant. Have you ever had an abortion?
I'm not here to discuss that.
Well, first and foremost, abortion, like I said before, I'm against it. But obviously, we live in a society where people can do pretty much what they want. So, one, I don't think people should be having abortions. And two, I damn sure not trying to pay for some shit that I'm not for, obviously.
Personal life, no.
Well, I would think that you wouldn't have a problem with it since you're discussing it if you're so in support of it. But most people wouldn't care if you had an abortion long as we don't have to pay for it. You can do whatever you want. You can kill your babies every day. We just don't want to pay for it. Is that fair that we should have to pay for it?
Well, it's a myth. No one is paying for women's abortions.
No, we are paying for it. That's not a myth. We're paying for it through our tax dollars. We are paying for it.
Well, I actually think that women should have support who do not have support, who do not have available funds. I think that being impoverished is not a good reason to be forced to carry a pregnancy to term.
Okay, so listen to that. You hear this bullshit? Being impoverished is not an excuse to bring a baby to full term. So, again, where were your decision making when it came to, hey, being on the birth control or using condoms? Where was it? Exactly.
The only good reason to carry a pregnancy to term is because you really want a child and because you're healthy, you're able to take care of it. If you don't have the resources to take care of it, then, and you don't want it, then I think you should get the help you need to be able to terminate that pregnancy.
No, then you should not put yourself in a position to get pregnant. That's what being responsible is. That's what being accountable is. But I've said this before. Women give other women the worst advice ever. So again, am I shocked by what this woman's saying? No, I'm not. And brothers, that's the problem with y'all. A lot of y'all niggas be surprised and shocked to hear some shit like that. No, that's what the fuck you should expect to hear from them, okay? Nonsense. That's why it's up to you to check that shit. All right?
Pregnancy, absolutely.
This past weekend or Monday, I believe, there was a protest. Thousands of for-life people showed up to protest abortion there in Washington, D.C., and you went there to protest them. Don't they have the right to protest, to stand against abortion without people like you interrupting them?
Well, it's kind of a twisted question you're asking. We didn't try to stop their protest. We said they're wrong, and our voices needed to be heard, and frankly, they are wrong. They were standing there praying and invoking the verses from Timothy that say that women caused original sin and that we can only redeem ourselves by having babies. That's from the Dark Ages. It's from a Bible that is made up by human beings who lived in an agrarian, patriarchal society, and they're trying to impose that on our lives. I think it's absolutely imperative. Not only do we have a right to stand up against that, we have an obligation to, because really this is about the lives and the future of half of humanity.
Do you believe in God?
Society.
Do you believe in God?
Well, I don't.
Of course not, Jesse. But, I'm going to wrap this video up because I keep getting pulled away. And it's actually frustrating me. I do apologize. This is probably... I'm not even sure if I'm going to post this video because it's so many interruptions. But anyway, y'all, peace.